Hello, ladies. I hope that you're all fine and I hope you have enjoyed the first part of this article, Vedic history. Now we are working on the second lesson of Unit 3, Excavation and History, the second part of the article, Vedic history. In this first slide, I have collected some photos from excavation sites and diggers at work to show you how things look like at a dig. At the beginning here we can find some photos from excavation sites with the diggers working, and to the right here you can see a man, one of the diggers, unearthing a skeleton, and at the bottom you can see some pieces of pottery that had been dug out from a certain site. Lesson 2, Excavation and History, Part 2, Vedic History. Okay, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to outline the steps of the process of excavation. You will be able to use the terms that you have learned in these two lessons in the suitable context, and you will make a quick revision of the basics of summary and paraphrase writing that we have learned before. The warm-up question in your textbook, page 84, says, do you know of any archaeological pieces which have been recently dug up in Lebanon? I want you to stop for a moment and try to write down the name or something that you remember about a recent discovery. Okay, I'm waiting. Fine, ladies. I have also done my assignment and I have come up with a recent discovery, something that has been done only a year earlier. And this is at the site of Zahrur. They tell us that there has been a discovery of a Byzantine village at 1,400 meters. Diggers found something that dates back to the 5th century. It's very old. It belongs to the Roman culture. In that place, they found some thermal bath, and they also found places where people used to make wine, to press grapes in order to make wine. This was found in Jawzi area, and I found this piece in the Lebanese magazine L'Orient Le Jour, and the date was 16/2/2019. Okay, ladies, now we come to the pre-reading question in the textbook, page 84. The question says, from the opening sentence of the first paragraph here, one can reasonably infer that excavation involves a process that goes through a number of stages. Actually, this question is our guide into the first task in our booklet, the first objective we have to work on in this lesson, which is writing down the steps of the excavation process. However, it's not at the beginning of lesson 2 that the writer starts presenting the steps. He starts actually at the end of lesson 1, in the middle of paragraph 8 in lesson 1, and then he continues in lesson 2. So our purpose in the coming activity is to identify the sequence of stages in the archaeological process. Now, please refer to your textbooks, page 83 and 85, and at the same time refer to your booklet, page 62. In the coming 3 slides, I have provided the needed paragraphs, as well as the task in the booklet for those who do not have their books with them at home. Okay, so here we find paragraph 8 in lesson 1 with 2 vocabulary items written below. And here we can find page 85 in lesson 2, page 85, the first 3 paragraphs of lesson 2, plus the glossary related to them. What you're supposed to do appears in this activity, task 1, page 62 in the booklet, which says, based on the selection, excavation and history, parts 1 and 2, starting in the middle of paragraph 8, part 1, and ending in paragraph 3, part 2, outline the steps of the excavation process. And here you see the thesis statement provided that the excavation process involves several steps. The first step is not mentioned. I have mentioned the second step. I have left the third, fourth, and fifth steps unmentioned. Then I gave you the sixth step, 7 and 8 unmentioned, and then we come to the last step in the process, and this happens when the findings are cataloged and record books. Now please, I would like you to put this presentation aside and to put your books and booklets in front of you and start working on the activity without referring to the presentation. So stop here please, put the presentation aside, work on your activity, and later on you will come back to check your answers.